Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the CLSR. And I'm your host, the counselor. And today we're going to be talking about those sexual predators. And I did say sexual predators. I'm concerned, people. I'm worried. And it's not just because of COVID-19, it's because this world can be a scary place. And technology is advancing. However, our ability to deal with some of these predators is deteriorating day by day. And I don't think the courts have a grasp on it. And I know the psychologists, they seem to dismiss it. We don't even talk about it. We don't even have an understanding, a grasp of what the magnitude of what's happening with these sexual predators. See, a lot of us, we don't want to understand them. We dismiss them. And we think that that's okay. I think that's one of the biggest problems that we do is dismiss them. See, we've given up. We have. We've given up in the sense that we have tried several times to understand them. And I think that's one of our biggest mistakes is when we dismiss and we say, you know what, let's just charge them and it's over with. No, we need to be doing some serious research and get on top of this thing, because the truth is that it's gone way out of control, way out of whack. And the consequences and the laws are just out of line. And it's pathetic. We put more energy into politics and more focus into politics and less into people. And I'm very concerned about that. And I think we have to start somewhere. We can't just dismiss them and charge them, because you charge them, they get out. We need to understand. We need to put some psychologists, psychiatrists, some people, some researchers together to start really understanding some of their motivations. How do we deal with them? How do we get control of this situation? Because it's definitely out of control. I mean, sexual violence, including rape and sexual abuse, is a devastating problem all over this world. I mean, even in the United States, 1 in 5 women, right, and 1 in 15 men have experienced rape or attempted rape in their lifetimes. And I said rape. A lot of us don't use rape anymore. And they're like, oh, it's sexual assault. Well, I said rape because I think rape is more appropriate. Sexual assault is so general, right? I mean, the only way you're going to really know about what that person's doing is if you go to court. And even half the time, they don't even want to tell you. These people get out of jail and they move into our neighborhoods, and it would scare you if you knew how many sexual predators would live within a 5 block radius of you. I mean, it's hundreds. And I know that sounds scary, but it should. But I think that term rape really applies. Rape. And I really say rape because I'm saying that person takes something from us. They take our identity. They take our power. And we can't let that happen, but it happens. And never mind where it starts. We have to try our best. Now, despite the courts and some of the laws that are out there, we have to take it upon ourselves to protect ourselves against these sexual predators. And that word rape is scary, but it should be scary. We need to wake up. We need to say somebody is out there taking advantage, and they're out of control, and they're taking our people and they're poisoning them. They're abusing them. It's just human trafficking is just crazy around this world. You would think with technology we would have a better grasp on it, but we don't. It's almost like we're not even aware of what's going on. And some of these families are not just the individual members of the families in general are being victimized. People are taking their children. So one of the best things that we could do is prevention and awareness. That's where we start. It's not the only thing we could do. That's where we start. See, among ethnic and sexual minority groups, these numbers are even higher than I just quoted. You can take steps to prevent being in a situation that could lead you to be assaulted by a sexual predator, like ensuring you are aware of your surroundings at all times, taking precautions to protect your privacy online, and having others help you when situations seem uncomfortable. Most importantly, we got to get back to trusting our instincts, people. If something doesn't feel right to you, find a way to get out of that situation. You do not need to be polite. You need to be safe and you need to protect yours. And a lot of people are going to call you crazy. Paranoid. No, I don't think you can be too paranoid. If we could have a sign on everybody who has been charged, or if we can identify them, we would be scared out of our mind. We might even want to move to another planet. That's how scary it can be. Now, if I'm scaring you, it's just to wake you up, to shake you up. And that's what I'm doing. I want to make you aware, right? You have to learn to trust your instincts. If something feels off, trust your gut. It probably is. Many times people ignore their gut instincts out of politeness or not wanting to hurt someone's feelings. You are always allowed to leave a situation without explanation, but especially when you feel threatened. While this may be more difficult in situations where you know the person who is making you uncomfortable, and in some instances may even be related to you, keep in mind that most sexual assault victims, they know they're perpetrators. They do. It's scary, but they do. It's somebody you know looking right in front of you, somebody that's waiting for an opportunity. 3 out of 4 rapes were committed by someone known to the victim. 90% of juvenile sexual abuse victims, they know their abusers. See, it can be very difficult to stop caring about what other people think. If you are still feeling compelled to stay in an uncomfortable situation, you could think to yourself, they started it. The person who is making you feel uncomfortable clearly doesn't care about your feelings. So why should you care about theirs? Have a plan to get out of an uncomfortable situation. Think about what you might do if you were at a party and someone started touching you in a way that made you feel uncomfortable. What would you say? How would you get away? Planning ahead and visualizing your response will help you feel more confident and prepared in case something were to happen. See, I'm really kind of happy that there's some programs out there. They're just starting to really develop. Whereas when you go out, you can use those devices, those phones, whatever you have, right, on you to contact someone to help you go through some of these unsafe situations. Now, they're at a distance, so that's not going to help if you really need some immediate help, but it's going to help. Make sure someone else, not at the event that you are at, knows where you'll be and who you'll be with. And I got to tell you, having children of my own, that could be one of the hardest things to establish because, some of them don't want to tell you where they're going. They don't. I'll be back. And you're like, where are you going? Oh, I'll be back. No, 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 no. See, this is where it starts. And you're going to have to take some ownership. And I know we have some hard-headed children out there. We have some ones that do not want to listen to us. And I'm going to tell you, little things turn into big things. So you need to know that when those kids are telling you or being vague with you, investigate. That's what I'm talking about when people say, oh, you could be paranoid. No, no, no. You have to take ownership. When you have people in your life that you really care about and you love, you have to step up. You can never be too cautious, especially today. You can't. And you can't let your kids control you. I'm so concerned with some of these parents. Oh, that kid doesn't listen to me. They're too hard to deal with. You make it very clear to your child that you are not going to put up with it. You set your boundaries. You be clear. And you let them know, I love you. And I'm going to look after you. And I want to know where you're going. Oh, don't worry. You're in my business too much. I get those comments. You're in my business too much. You could never be in their business too much. See, because after things happen, something goes wrong, right? What are you going to do? You're going to say to them, oh, you didn't listen to me. And you will. In some certain situations, you're going to say to that child, I tried to tell you, I told you not to go out. And when they go out and something terrible happens, they want to look back at you, right? And the tears are not enough. So you have to do your part. You have to make sure you're firm. You have to make sure your child knows where they're going, right? If you are going to an event with your friends, talk to each other beforehand about looking out for each other or coming up with an emergency. Get me out of here. Word. That can be employed when someone feels unsafe. For example, if you are meeting someone new for a drink at a restaurant and they are making you uncomfortable, you could excuse yourself to the bathroom and inform a server that you need help. Ask the kitchen staff if you could leave through the back entrance, but be careful. Don't leave out there into an alley that could be dark or a place where you're not comfortable. You can ask them and say, look, I'm not comfortable. Something's going on. Could you please walk me to my car? Make sure you get someone's attention. Okay? Or you can ask another person in the bathroom for assistance when you get in there. Anything that you have to do, you cannot be too proud. I don't care if you don't know them. You say, I'm concerned. Someone's making me feel unsafe. If you don't have a cell phone, ask to use theirs. I got to call 911. I got to call somebody I know. And use your own transportation. Don't rely on someone else to take you home. Drive yourself or take public transit, but make sure you're with somebody. If you had too much to drink, call a taxi or Uber or Lyft, some sort of ride service, or ask a trustworthy friend. Always carry extra cash for a taxi. See, in this day of credit cards and, um, you know, bank card, debit cards, a lot of us, we might not even know what's on there if it's going to be approved. And that could create a really bad situation for us, right? We're trying to get home. We hail a cab or Uber, and next thing you know, we don't have no cash on us. So always keep some cash just in case these cards fail, right? That extra cash is going to come in handy. Be wary of offers of rides from strangers, even if they appear concerned, right? Watch what you drink. Keep your eye on your drink at a party. Keep in mind that alcohol is often used to help commit sexual assault. Make sure that you know the strength of your alcoholic drinks, your tolerance level, and that no one is spiking them with additional alcohol, right? Be very wary of others buying you drinks. You could accept a drink and not drink it, or put it down somewhere and forget it. Hold on to your drink and cover it with the top of your hand. Watch the bartender or party host make your drink. Open your drink in front of you, even if it's just a bottle of water. Some of you ordered, I'll be back. I'm going to the washroom. Could I order these drinks? Well, you order these drinks, you don't know what's going on. They could be working together. The bartender and some freak could be working together. I've seen some terrible things and heard some terrible confessions and disclosures that you would not want to hear. But the truth is, a lot of them work in groups, partner up. They got this sick mind of theirs. Then they're determined. And believe it or not, you think it's just one person. It could be a couple, working together to get their things. I've heard of people taking advantage of people in bars. Even in this great city, the GTA, I heard of a case even last year where a bar owner and another patron got together and they ended up sexually raping this woman. And they waited for everyone to leave the bar and they took advantage, and it was such a terrible, despicable thing. And it just turned my stomach to what extent some people go to, and they should receive the harshest penalty. You invite people to your establishment and you take advantage of them. Your business should be gone. You should be locked up, period. No excuses. You should not. These accountability limits have been extended to such a point that we don't even appear to care. It seems like people are walking out. You get 5 years. Next thing you know, they're out a year later. So how seriously are we taking it? You have to be the one that takes this serious, right? Predators can drug your drink to make you feel extremely drunk, confused, or weak, and likely be unable to defend yourself from a sexual assault when you're drunk, right? That's what happens. These predators have plenty of resources in their arsenal, and sometimes they use those date rape drugs. GHB, ketamine, roofies. Oh, they'll use it on you. You won't even know what hit you. And it's sad that it has to happen, but they have to get advantage of you. They know if they speak to you, you're going to be disgusted. So they have to use something to get at you. There's so much out there that We should be worried and we should be cautious and aware. And you need to look out for others. Pay attention to behavior that may be making another person uncomfortable. Do not hesitate to intervene and offer assistance. For example, say you are at a party and notice a man groping a woman who seems very intoxicated. Team up with another guest to help extract her from the situation. You could go over to her and say, "Hey, we have been looking for you. We have the best news we want to share." Pull her away from the other person and ask her if she needs help. If the man seems dangerous, consider alerting the party host or calling the police. Stay safe if you are at home. Make sure you have your doors and windows locked. Close your curtains at night. If you hide a spare key outside your house, make sure it is in a well hidden spot, not under the doormat. Even better, give a spare key to a neighbor you trust. Keep your phone by your bed. Consider putting a security company sticker on your window or sign if you can't afford a whole system. Put some signs up around your property to serve as a deterrent, especially if you don't have that security system I told you. If you feel you are being followed on your way home, don't go home. Switch directions and head towards a public place instead, right? Sometimes you get that feeling. Be aware of your surroundings. It is easy to be in your own little world out in public places, wrapped up in a phone or daydreaming and just zoned out. So, you're not really aware when you're zoned out what's in front of you. However, stay alert to any suspicious behavior or anyone who makes you feel uncomfortable. If you can, make a mental description of a suspicious individual's appearance, including your best guess of their age, height, weight, ethnicity. When walking or running, stay on populated, well-lit paths. Do not wear headphones. A lot of people out there are focusing and using headphones. Be careful. Going for those runs with headphones on, you're not focused. And somebody's watching. Somebody's always watching. What they do when they watch is totally different. But you have to be aware, right? And watch these phones. There's too many young people right now looking at their phones. They're not even watching where they're going. I can't even tell you how many times I've seen a young person crossing the street and they got their eyes down at their phone. They almost get hit by a car because they're not paying attention. And if you're not paying attention, that's very dangerous. You may have to enlist help if you are being followed. If you feel as though you are being followed, you want to attract the attention of as many people as possible. Don't be scared to reach out for help. Even though you may be afraid of appearing paranoid, most people will be willing to help you. Duck into a store or restaurant and get help from employees. You could approach a person or a group of people and say loudly, "Oh, there you are. I've been looking for you all over." Once out of earshot, explain the situation and ask if they can help. If there is no one else around and you can't enter a building safely, try making or pretending to make a call on your cell phone. You could say, "When are you coming to pick me up, Dad? I've been out here for 15 minutes. Always call 911 if you feel threatened. It's better to be safe than sorry. And know where you're going, right? Map out your destination ahead of time. If you know you will be in an unsafe area, go with someone else. Walk as if you know where you're going, even if you're lost. If you're lost, find a police officer to help you. Women with children are also a good option. Avoid walking alone at night if you are in an unfamiliar area. Walk with a friend, get a ride, right? And I'm going to tell you, you might even have to go just to get yourself feeling stronger. Enroll in a self-defense class. Learning how to defend yourself from kicks, punches, and being restrained can give you a chance to escape your attacker. You can often find these classes in community centers, colleges, or in martial arts studios. Consider carrying a keychain with a whistle or a small alarm system for self-defense. This device easily can alert others around you. You can find these available online for sale. just remember, even when you go to these self-defense classes, you might meet other people who've either experienced being threatened, have been attacked, they have more knowledge than you. It's a great opportunity to network, and they might work with you if you feel that certain things aren't right and you need support. Use that technology to help you stay safe. Most people carry their phones all the time. So take advantage of some of the safety features on your phone. Most importantly, make sure yours is fully charged before going out. Don't go out there if your phone barely has any battery in it. Make sure it's charged. You're ready. There are several mobile apps you can install on your phone that let you call for help or alert friends to your location. Try searching for some personal safety phone apps just to get you started. And if you have to draw attention to yourself, if you're feeling threatened, remember, if someone is making you uncomfortable and you can't get away, get loud, make a scene, thrash, flail around. Remember, being safe is more important than being nice and polite. Like, for example, if someone sits next to you on the bus and intentionally leans too far into your personal space, yell, "Get away from me." Attract attention and have others help you deal with the situation. Do not be afraid to defend yourself if you feel you are being threatened with physical harm. Right? Be careful what you share online. I can't even express enough. These young people today, they need so much attention. They want to put their post up there. And then remember, you post your pictures up there. That's not just for you. You're not the only one viewing it. You're putting it out there and you think, oh, who's going to do my likes? How many likes can I get? How much attention can I get? Well, sadly enough, you're going to draw the wrong attention sometimes, and it could be deadly. So be careful what you share online. People will take your images and use them. They don't care if it's illegal or not. They feel that you can't track them, you can't catch them, you're not even going to know about it. And the truth is, unless you're on that catfish show, you ain't going to know about it. And they will use it. I can't even tell you what goes on with the social media. The show is popular for a reason. And most of us can't be on catfish. Some of us are victims of these predators online, right? Make sure you have appropriate privacy protections in place. Remember that even photos, comments, and locations shared to only friends can be screenshotted and passed along to others. You run the risk of everything you share to be shared with the world and saved forever. So think twice before you post. Predators may have access to everything you share. They don't even need to be technically savvy, but a lot of them learn to be just to get their needs met. They do. They come in with these fake accounts. You can do privacy checkups on all social media sites and make sure you are sharing what you want to share. You can also go back and edit or delete old posts if you wish. So, like, if you need more information, I'm going to let you know you're going to have to check out the privacy settings of your social media platform, like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Report harassing comments or images to the social media platform. Delete anything you are not comfortable with, and block any users who are making you uncomfortable. And I'm telling you, if you have to communicate with Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, it might not be easy, but keep sending out emails. At least if you have to go to court, you can say, hey, these platforms are very dangerous. I've tried to contact them. Nobody's gotten back to me. And these incidents that have happened to me, they might have to be accountable, because they're allowing people to go on their platform. And I do mean they are allowing. They have a lot of power. They don't just make money. They have a lot of power. And they're taking our personal information and often looking the other way, unless it's in the public eye. See, this is what we have to do as people. We have to look at these platforms out there and see how much power they are having over us. That's like the few controlling the many. The same old story. So let's say you do not let others know where you are located in posts or profiles. Showing your location lets a potential predator easily find out where you are. If you are comfortable sharing your location, you could also broaden your location to a metro area rather than some specific town. Be cautious when meeting in person. Many people are meeting others through the internet today. It's just so common. Dating websites or friend groups. Most of the time, these get togethers go off without a hitch. I gotta be real. However, there are times you still need to proceed cautiously. Especially the first time you meet someone you met on the internet. A person can easily misrepresent who they are. Meet the person in a public place, like a busy coffee shop where there's cameras around. I'm telling you, look for those cameras too. They're usually up for the business, but you can use them to your advantage, right? Just in case somebody is misrepresenting themselves, you could have the police go through that camera and say, no, this is what this person looks like, right? Tell a friend your plans and have them call or text you while you're there to check in. I want you to come up with a code word to use if things are not going well. And the friend can help you leave that situation once they get that code word. If you need to travel in order to meet this person, do not tell the person where you are staying. Stay at a hotel or a friend's house, not with them. Utilize your own transportation during the trip. Being aware and protecting yourself is going to take a little bit of work, people. You got to do your homework. Spend some time planning for your meeting so that you can be comfortable. Develop backup plans if the meeting does not go well. Do an online search. Look up the person you are about to meet to verify they have given you the correct information. You may wish to look them up on the National Sex Offender Public website to see if they are registered sex offenders. Have an exit plan. Tell the person you can only meet for an hour or have another event to attend. Tell them you got somewhere else to be. I don't care how you do it. Don't give them too much time. Use your own transportation so you don't need to rely on the person for a ride. And if you are uncomfortable, I want you to back out. It's okay to lie to get out of an engagement. It's also okay to be impolite. If you are feeling harassed, like for example, if the person won't take no for an answer, trust your instincts and get out of that situation. For example, say you are on a first date. Your date keeps insisting you get the bill and head back to their place. You are not interested and want to leave. You could say, I can't. I promised my roommate I'd let her walk that dog tonight, and I got to be there to make sure I meet her. Or if your date keeps pressing you, just say, no, I'm sorry, and leave as soon as you can. I know there's some parents out there who have some children who are online, and when you speak to them, they say, well, you know what, it's almost impossible for me to monitor my child on the internet. I can't be everywhere at once. Well, I can say one thing. Watch some of the behaviors. I mean, some of these kids have these YouTube channels and they're using your house. They go around and they're talking to complete strangers out there in that world, and they're taking pictures of your house, and they're scaling around the house with their cameras. They got these new cameras that they can show everything in your house. Well, be careful, because you might not want to tell your child. I don't care how old they are. You might not want to say, hey, stop doing that because I don't want people looking in my house. And you might feel, oh, you know what? They might be offended. Too bad. You let them know there are people watching, and sometimes there's the wrong people watching. And this is opportunity, believe it or not, for predators, sexual predators, and thieves to go through your house. All you have to do is see certain things in your house, right? You'd be surprised. You got the big screen TVs, you got electronics hanging around, you got jewelry. Some of these young people don't even think about this because they're only worried about, they want the attention. They want everybody to see them. They want people to know who they are. Well, these people are knowing who you are, and sometimes they take action. See, a lot of times people don't go in your house if they don't know what's in there. But see, some of these young people just thinking about themselves are allowing people in their houses. See, looking behind their shoulder, they never really do. They don't never see what's in the background because they're too busy looking at themselves when they're having these cameras take pictures of them in their home. So there could be pictures of others on the wall, and somebody could say, hey, I know that kid, right? I know exactly where he lived, and pass that information on. And the next thing you know, bam, somebody's broken into your house, an attack has happened. So you have to be cautious. You have to be careful, and you have to be in control. Control your environment. No, you can't be everywhere at once, but you can control your environment. I don't care if your kid doesn't like it. Say, too bad. You want to do these YouTube channels, do it elsewhere. Go to the library, go down the street. I don't want this. Oh, I'm doing it in my bedroom. You can say, no, you don't do that. And they're not going to like you. But they're going to like you even less when things happen. And you're going to like them a lot less too. And sometimes you may wonder, well, how did this happen? How did these people get to my house? See, us adults, sometimes we're afraid to tell our kids what's up. Set those limits. We are. Sometimes we don't want to because we know they're going to freak out. See, that's the big reaction today. I'll freak out and you'll back off. Well, no, I'm sorry. You have to start thinking of the consequences because this young person is not thinking. And you are not thinking either because you're at work. You got things to do. You got responsibilities. You got other children. You're not paying attention to them. You're letting them do what they want. Oh, it's so common for these young people to get on the internet. Oh, it's so cute. And, they'll do it. Young people will bring your phone. Oh, look at this little video. Look at this. They're right into it, but they don't see the opposite side of it. They're not watching. They just want that attention. And usually they ain't getting nothing from it but attention. And sometimes it's negative attention. And they don't even know how things occur because they're not looking in the right places. They don't see what their actions are doing. And as an adult, we have to be responsible. We have to be in control of our environments as much as possible. And we have to let our children know. No. No. I don't care if you don't like it. No. And you're getting a no. And if you don't like it, too bad. If they're adult children, say sorry. I said no. I'm an adult. I don't care if you're an adult. You're in my house. Yes, I said it. You're in my house. And if you're in my house, you're not putting I have other children here. So you could put them at harm's way. And so that's why we have to control our environments and be aware, right? And protect our homes. That's the one thing we have to do. We want to protect our children, but we have to start within the home. And we've got to stop giving these excuses that we can't do it. That word no is so cautious today. People don't want to use it because they know that these kids will blow up. We're dealing with a generation that can easily extend themselves through this internet and put you on blast. So you have to watch your back and you have to watch your family. You have to watch what your young people are doing. And you can't be afraid to address it. No, it works. Use it. I don't care if they flip out, blow a lid. No, you're not going to be able to tell me nothing. Because, even me as a parent, I've had some things happen. And I thought, oh, it was cute. You got your kids making these friends in the neighborhood. Next thing you know, you turn your back, something's gone. And you're like, what? I thought, and you know what? Your kids ain't going to tell you. They could be smiling. That is one thing that will scare you is if your kids have friends or bring them around that you're not really familiar with. You need to be familiar with. Don't let them brush you off or tell you, oh, it's just a friend down the street. No, where down the street? Who are they? Right? Bring them into my house. They got to be told what's up. I got to meet them. I got to know. Forget all this ghosting and all this silent treatment or you're in my business too much. Your business is my business. Until you get in your own spot and have your own business, it's my business. And I'm going to make it my business. You call me what you want to call me, but don't be disrespectful because I'm not playing with you. You have to make sure that your household is your household. Don't let no child of yours take control of your household. And those sexual predators could be in there manipulating. They could be friends that your kids bring in, and you don't even know it. And sometimes they befriend those people in your family and they get all close. And then you're just like, you know what? Nah. You got to make sure that you know who's walking through that door. And don't be afraid. Freedom of information. Get some information on some of your neighbors if you have to. Check out their names. Look into it just a little bit, just to be safe and cautious. And if you know that your child is hanging around someone that's not doing well, or, your kids, they try to explain to you, oh, you know what, they had this going on, and, someone charged them with this, but it's not that big of a deal, What? I can't even tell you certain things, but I'll tell you right now. They will not tell you everything unless you inquire and you get adamant about it. Who are these people? Find out. If they've had incidents, little incidents, say, I'm sorry. Nope, can't do it. Can't do it. Don't want them around. Don't even want to entertain that you're going to be their friend, especially if they're messing up. And I don't care. They'll say, oh, you know what? Don't tell me what to do. I can tell you what to do when you're here. I can tell you that. Because you know what? There are too many consequences out there. So, whether you think you're in control or not, be in control, right? Monitor. Don't let people tell you what to do at your house. If you're not feeling safe, or if you get a bad feeling, you trust that feeling and you go with it. And you tell your child, or you tell people in your household, I'm not feeling good about this. I don't want this to happen, and it's not going to happen. They're not going to like it. Too bad. Too bad. Too bad. You got to have a backbone. You have to toughen up, Buttercup. Well, we had a good conversation today. Some great information, and I want you to use it. I want you to share it to protect you and yours. All right, so I want you to be like the wise old bird and spread the word. And thank you until I speak again. Take care of yourself, people.